request after my duty belt video to take a closer look at my shotgun. Good news and bad. This is going to be a pretty short video just because, you know, it is just a basic shotgun. Good news is I've done a couple upgrades to this since I showed you. So this is a Mossberg 500. It's actually the HD edition, which stands for home defense. However, you know, you can use it for patrol use if you'd like. It's got a 5 capacity magazine right here. It's got an 18.5 inch barrel. This one's got a bead sight. I did trade out the front handguard for Magpul Mo. If you watched any of my videos by now, that you know that I'm kind of a Magpul fan. One of the things I like about this handguard is obviously it gives you the expandability options here, where you can add lights. You know, you can add rail sections to add lights and different things. It also has a bigger grip right here for when your forehand is on the foregrip here. You can get better traction and have more of a platform here. As I go down, I've got a Tac Star 6 shell side saddle. It was between this and the Mesa Tactical. I decided to go for this one because I guess in an emergency or some reason you can pull these shells out. I'm not going to do it just in case it snaps, but if something were to happen, I could pull this out sideways, as it's got this the openings here. These are plastic. The Mesa Tactical ones are aluminum, I believe, but they're also about $45 more. I mount these shells downwards. You'll see different people, you know, different strokes for different folks. But as you can see, if you're doing some kind of tactical reload on this, you know, you remove it and you're right there. Instead of some people prefer to carry it up, and they'll just seems like a lot further. So I have mine riding in the down position. Okay, it has a relatively good trigger. This is the foregrip magazine, or the foregrip release for when you chamber your first round. You have to use that to release the safety on the foregrip. The top safety is up here. Red is dead. Okay, as we come to the bottom, I actually replaced the stock with the Magpul stock. This is a pretty nice stock. What I like about this is obviously the enhanced rubber butt pad. So this absorbs a lot of the recoil. It's just well designed. I didn't like them at first. I thought it looked kind of weird, but it's got a really nice textured pistol grip here off the new Myad series. And the other thing is this one's pretty easy to change on and off. All you do is pop this cover off, and there's a simple screw. Magpul provides all the hardware and the Allen key, versus the original stock, which had a pretty poor excuse for padding up the front. And then once you pop the back pad off, you have to find a screwdriver that's long enough basically to fit through the entire length of the stock to unscrew it. So Magpul did good here. It does have an attachment, obviously, for a sling here, and it also comes with spacers. Comes with 4 spacers for an adjustable length of pull. All you have to do is unscrew this screw. This whole piece where you see this crack here outwards slides out, and you can add different spacers. I have it on the shortest one right now just because my wife might need to use this, seeing as this one stays at home now, and this is both versatile for both of us. I like it because it gives you a shorter overall length of the gun, so that if you are in a confined space, you have a greater ability to maneuver this gun. As I stated, this is the Mossberg 500, so it's kind of a mid-range shotgun. I wouldn't put it up there with a Benelli. I'd probably put it right below a Remington. I carry a Remington 870 Police Magnum for work purposes. I'd say the Remington cycle's a little bit smoother. However, the Mossberg's pretty close behind it. A couple issues I have had with this gun I will go over, which is keep it impartial. You can see here on the extractor and other components, there's some strange wear. It did take about, so I had this gun for like 2 years, and it just kind of sat. And I really just kind of pulled it out, just sat in the closet. I kind of pulled it out of the closet and started, putting a bit of work into it. I never really shot it just because it didn't cycle great, and there were some other issues. Whenever I shoot a shotgun, I've got a 26-inch barrel bird gun over under gun, which I shoot clays with, so didn't really do much with this. So when I finally pulled this out and realized, it doesn't really cycle that great, and there's a couple other little nuances with it. Took it all apart, broke it all down, and actually not dry cycled, but I guess without a round in it, just cycled the action about 400 times, and that broke it up quite a bit. It still is not 100%. With some birdshot loads, I'll get where the foregrip is really hard to cycle after, so I just don't know if they're not hot enough loads, because it doesn't do it with slugs or buckshot. So I don't know if, because this is their home defense model, that the birdshot loads don't really cycle hot enough to release that front foregrip, but that shouldn't really be the case, because obviously these shotguns should shoot everything. The other issue is, this is your magazine tube here. Ideally, you just unload them like that. I've had issues with that before. I was able to take that apart and get that resolved, as you can see, but I have this loaded with, never mind what I do at that time. Yeah, it's just kind of hit or miss if that extractor lets it release. And as you can see down there, there's some wear, so where you can see the top of that bullet's getting caught, and it might have finally worn enough down where that's not an issue anymore. So a couple things to be aware of. Like I said, I never had those kind of issues with the Remingtons. So as you can see, the bottom, Mossberg 500 12 gauge, produced in North Haven, Connecticut. As far as the metal goes, the barrel, the magazine, yeah, you see slight wear here, but it's a shotgun. For something I picked up, I think I maybe paid $200 for this. It's not the end of the world. Only thing is they kind of did a cheesy thing, like Ruger does sometimes. And right here on the barrel, let's see if I can get this to zoom. Right there on the barrel, they put a link and an address to get the safety manual. So I just think that's kind of cheesy. But other than that, with the Magpul upgrades and everything, and just making it a little bit more usable, I think it's a great gun. Everybody should have a shotgun. If you look at my other videos of 10 guns you should own, the shotgun's definitely one of them. Everyone should have a 12 gauge pump, and this one's a good one. Like I said, other than the couple little annoyances I had with the action, which I was able to just literally, like I said, go caveman style and sit down on the couch one day and cycle it and cycle it and cycle it, and that broke it free. Future plans for this shotgun, my wife might start carrying this on duty. If she does, the only thing we'd have to do is change out the front bead sight and add a correct law enforcement style rail here to put on a rear sight. As you can see here, just real quick, I've got Federal Premium tactical rifled slugs, and also some Wolf buckshot you can see there, just so I've got options. One thing with shotguns is I've always had the idea, and I don't know if this is accurate or not, but I've always had the idea that if you load up buckshot and slugs into the magazine, and you do have to use these in a home defense situation, you have I feel like you give yourself a bigger leg to stand on by saying, hey, I shot, after my verbal commands, I shot buckshot. It didn't stop the threat, so at that time I cycled a single, law enforcement rifled slug into the action and used that to stop the threat. I just think it gives you a little bit greater leg to stand on, and you know, that's just my personal opinion. So there you go. Whoever it was that requested a closer look at my Mossberg shotgun here. I can't show you the work ones because I don't take this one with me anymore. They stay in the cars. My department carries a lethal and a non-lethal shotgun still because they're kind of old school thinking like that. But if you have any questions or you want to see anything else, or if you want to see how to install these, there's tons of videos on YouTube about them already. But if you just love the sound of my voice, drop me another note and I will show you that. All right, thanks for watching.